Hello, people. Hope you're doing good. Normally, I don't come up with any kind of video after an event happens. I normally do videos only before they happen. Maybe I can alter my predictions. Before I started the start of the tournament, or just before the final. I do that sometimes. But never an explanation after an event happens. Okay, and for the first time, I am doing it because many of the people who follow the form of astrology that I do, many of the students they wanted to know what exactly went wrong. Okay, so I thought that it's a moral obligation on my part to explain to them as to what happened. Okay, so we'll do that. So I need to clarify two things here. Okay, number one is some people were trying to tell me that हो सकता है कि वहाँ कोई सट्टा हुआ था. There was some so many billions of rupees were waged on the India Australia match, and finally somebody has to lose, and they made Australia lose, and all that nonsense. So okay, that's crap. So let's not steal the credit from Australia. They have done a fantastic last match. The final match, they the best played team won on that day. So let's don't discredit them by saying this. Okay. And secondly, some people were saying see, probably on that day something beyond explanation, something divine happened, and that is the reason. Something beyond astrology happened, and that is the reason Australia won. Okay, again I want to tell you something that see, astrology is actually the divine science, okay, which is to find out what God has ordained. So see, God is not going to come on the pitch and on the Ahmedabad Narendra Modi Stadium and hand over the cup to Pat Cummins. Okay, but God is going to give some symbol, some planetary positions, or something will be there on the horizon somewhere, okay, which indicates that there is something beautiful going to happen. See, it's not some miracle happened on that day. It's a normal cricket match, and Australia played very well and they won on that day. So it's only that as an astrologer, I was not able to see the signals that is given by the planets very clearly. Okay, I mean, it was like, it's actually, when you look back, it's very, very simple and clear. But then I obviously was blinded by certain things. Okay, and I couldn't see it very clearly. So the mistake is on me. Okay, don't give some sort of a divine power to the whole thing. Okay, so 2011 में divine power हमारे पास था और अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पास चला गया. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, ऐसा नहीं होता. It's everything in this world. Whatever happens in this world is divine. Everything is controlled by the God, okay, or the creator. The planets are the ones which so the planets are the vehicles through which God operates. God is not going to directly do things. And what in astrology we are trying to do is, we are trying to figure out what these messengers of gods are trying to say. We are trying to actually read what God wants to say. It's a very difficult job, but then we are trying to do that. Okay. So having said that, let's come to what happened on that day. In fact, it is not only that day; it is actually the entire tournament, right? So the final match is won by the tournament, victorious people, the champions. So the champion very clearly is Australia, and something wrong happened. Something we couldn't see the signal. So what I missed, I'm going to talk about that. So after doing a lot of post-mortem, okay, I arrived at I'll tell you as to normally how I do things, and what basis I do things, and where did I go wrong, okay, or what did I overlook, which prevented me from arriving at the right decision. I'm going to talk about that. So there are two factors which I include in my analysis. One is called as the logical progression, okay, and the other one is called as the karmic quota. Okay, let me explain what is the meaning of logical progression. Logical progression means what? See, every year is not same. Okay, in every year you will not have great people born, because every year the planetary positions are different. So I'm actually oversimplifying things, but I'm explaining it to you. Okay, so in certain years, like for example in 1944 or in 1959 or in 1974, some planetary positions come into some very, very strong placements, and in those years some of the greatest people are born, okay, who go on to achieve some extraordinary things. Okay, so Now, so which means some years are greater than or better than the other years. It's a very simple, very unfortunate thing, but then that is how it is. Now, understand that doesn't mean that people born in 88 or 89 will not achieve big things in life. But the only thing is that people who are born in 86 or 87 will achieve bigger things. Okay, in any field it can be. So the always a CEO or a president of a country or someone will be born on those strategic years. Okay, people, rest of the other people will fall in the rest of the other years. Okay, so I have explained this entire concept of all of this logical progression of years, and in my book, I have written this book called How's That. Okay, in this book, I have very clearly, even this book was written before the 2018 World Cup. Okay, Cricket World Cup was 19 Cricket World Cup, and in this I have written the logical, how the logical progression works, how the greats are born in which years. In fact, in this book, if you read this book, you will not even bat an eyelid when Australia won. Okay, why? Because I have mentioned that, after 1990, I said 1986, then 87, then 1990, and then 1993. So it is very clearly mentioned in the book. Okay, it's not something that, oh, अचानक से कुछ हो गया और मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. Oh my God, ऐसा नहीं है, It's like we very clearly knew that 1993 is a very, very strategically extremely important year. It's an extremely important year. So if you look at these years, I have marked some years in green, in red. These are those extraordinary years. Okay, when some of the greatest people were born. Okay, so 94, 44, 74, 81, 86, 87, 93. So in these years, you will have some set of planets which are more powerful, like Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. See the top 3 planets. If you look at all these years, if you're going to ask me which is that one year which is the best amongst all the years, you want to ask me, I'll tell you that one year is 1981. Okay. So the 1981 born MS Dhoni is the greatest captain ever. You know why? Because he has all the 3 top bodies, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all 3 of them are very powerful. Okay, none of the other years you also had a 59 where it was there. Okay. But the thing is that, the other bodies were not in the deepest exaltation or in the strongest position, or they were in grey lizard, all of that. But in 1981, nothing, every planet was like, wow, 0 degree, 0 degree, 28 degrees, 27 degrees, it's like a phenomenally positive, and that's the reason MS Dhoni is the greatest achiever ever. Okay, so even within those years, some years are extraordinary, some years are better. Okay, but then other years are not so great. So this is what I call it as a logical progression. Okay, so that is one. Then number 2 point is we are looking at this karmic quota. This is a very tricky thing again. Okay, karmic quota means what? Now every planet, okay, will give you something. Every planet in your chart has the capacity to give you something. And so even if you're born in a particular year, strategically very good year, you cannot achieve more than what is destined to achieve. वो हिंदी में जो कहावत है ना, वक्त से पहले और किस्मत से ज़्यादा किसी को कुछ नहीं मिलता. ओके, सो ये किस्मत जो हम लोग बात करते हैं, दैट कम्स फ्रॉम कार्मिक कोटा. कितना किस्मत है इसको मिलना, कितनी बार मिल सकता है. ओके, नाउ दैट अगेन इज अ वेरी ट्रिकी थिंग. इफ यू born in some of the greatest strategic years, then you can have more. So that is the reason MS Dhoni has more in his cup than anybody else, because his progression wise also he is born in the best year. Plus karmic quota he hasn't load, because उसके बाद यूरेनस का कोटा भी है, नेपट्यून का कोटा भी है, प्लूटो का कोटा भी है. So he has all of them together. My goodness. So his quota is like huge. जितना निकलते जाओ बैंक, it's all about your bank. It's all about your, it's like something like your bank. बैंक में कितना तुम्हारे पास पैसा है उतना ही बाहर निकलेगा ना, वो है. So it's like that. Okay, now so both of these things you have to see to arrive at who is going to be the next World Cup winner or a major tournament winner, something like that. Okay. Now. So now what I do is that I also look at, we cannot be only looking at, cricket to get an idea. You'll always have to also look at football, tennis, where also the players with the greatest karmic quota or the logical progression wise, which year people are winning, you get an idea from that. So you correlate things, okay. So that is what I have been doing so far, and it has worked very well. Okay, now if I'm going to give a quick example here, some people ask me this question, and also one more thing, also understand that karmic quota means what? Also it's like a bank mein quota hai. You have some amount of money in the bank, but suppose let's say that you withdraw some money. So will your quota remain the same? No, you have already diluted your money, right? So that means your money is getting extinguished. So the more money goes out of your bank, the more your karma goes down. So that is the one important thing, and that is the reason I want to explain this very simple thing to some people. They ask this question: Clive Lloyd दो World Cup जीता, Ricky Ponting ने तो दो World Cup जीता. अरे बाबा, उनका time में there was nothing called as T20 World Cup. Okay, so the best captain with the best horoscope will win one tournament. Then now he is only the best captain. He has the best seventh house. He has the best planets in place. तो अगला World Cup भी वही जीतेगा ना? Because there is nobody else there and there is no other tournament. So bank से withdraw कर ही नहीं रहा वो. He has withdrawn once. Now he is waiting. 50% is withdrawn. Now there is, see, he has the best planets. So he has withdrawn once. Now he only has the next time also he only has the best planet. So he will withdraw the rest. So it's like that. So Ricky Ponting was the last guy to do that. Okay. He also won, back-to-back World Cups. Okay. Now even an MS Dhoni couldn't win 2 World Cups. Understand that. Okay. So he won 2 World Cups, but then one was a 2020 World Cup and the other one was a 50-over World Cup. So he was those person, because what is happening with MS Dhoni is that if you look at see, this is the IPL thing. Okay. So in IPL you can see that MS Dhoni has won like 5 times. So MS Dhoni is the biggest leader in the entire cricketing history because he has won a World Cup, 50-over World Cup, a 20-over World Cup, that is T20 World Cup, and also a IPL 5 times. So he has withdrawn from his karmic quota so many times. Okay, but still, because he has Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Y and Chiron, 5 planets so powerful, that's the reason he could keep on withdrawing. So IPL takes off the least amount of quota. A World Cup, T20 World Cup takes little more quota, and 50-over World Cup takes the maximum quota from your karma. Okay, it's like that. So now, if you look at the logical progression, what has to happen is that, if I'm not going too much into details of the past. Okay, let's look at the past few years. Okay, let's look at from 81 onwards. So 81, the phenomenon was so strong that that it produced 2 World Cup winners. So there was one MS Dhoni, and then because MS Dhoni, like suppose let's say that there was no IPL and all, then maybe the next World Cup could have also been won by MS Dhoni. But because MS Dhoni won so many IPLs, during that time, in 2010 also, in 11 also he won. So that's the reason probably, like he couldn't win the 2015 World Cup because there is somebody else with the same 1981 born, with the same set of planet was a captain and he won the 2015 World Cup. Okay. So karmic quota, of 81, even the year has some karma, it will produce some number of people. So this was also taken care of. Now after that, okay, now after that, what happened is the next World Cup winner is the 2019, in that year, Ian Morgan, the 86 born, won the World Cup. Okay. Now if you're looking at this karmic quota, the logical progression of the years, what will you feel is that, see people, I'll take you back here. If you look at the logical sequence here, after 81, it is, the best year is 86, then 87, then 1990 and then 1993. That is how normally it happens. So now what happened in this time is that there was a 81, then 86, and then directly there is a jump to 93. Okay, from 86 it has jumped to 93. So it missed 87, it missed 1990, and it has jumped directly to 1990. Okay, which is something, so in the logical progression wise, it is not something which I anticipated. Because I anticipated maybe 87 will win or a 1990 will win. वो directly उधर jump करेगा, उसका logical progression wise, see, it can go a little back and forth. If you look at, for example, like, if you look at football, in football, 81 born Iker Casillas won 3 back-to-back, Euro World Cup, Euro he won. And then 83 born Philip Lam won the World Cup. Then if you're seeing Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo won, he's born in 85, but then actually the match was not won by, the final match was not won by Ronaldo, it was won by Nani. Nani was the captain who was 86 born. Okay, so 86 born won a World Cup plus a Euro. Okay, now you're seeing that now suddenly it went back to 84. Okay, the Giorgio Chiellini won the Euro, and then it went to 87. So you can see here there is a back and forth, but the back and forth is only within those 86, then 84, 87, it is playing within that. So when you're looking at this, okay, in football, and also when you're looking at in tennis, in tennis the greatest achiever, was 86 born Rafael Nadal, and who's all his recently Djokovic bet him, okay, and overcame the greatest Grand Slam winner right now is Djokovic, who's born in 87. Okay, so what do you think is that in the logical progression of years, you are not thinking of 1993. You are looking at 86, 87, okay, or 1990. Okay, 86, 87 is the major years, and then it has to be 93, 90. So 1993 is not something which we envisaged. It doesn't mean that we are not aware of the year. Please understand that if you read the book, you will know that I have written this book about 5-7 years back, and in that book I have written about the year 1993, because we know that it was supposed to happen. It only that it jumped, the sequence jumped, which we didn't anticipate, which I didn't anticipate. So that is my mistake number one. I should have thought that, yaar boss, आगे भी जा सकता है. Okay, now where did I commit the mistake? I'll tell you. Okay, so now let me come to this progression here. Now if I'm putting all this cricket World Cup in recent times, if I'm going to put them in an order, if I put them in an order, you can see here, I put all the cricket World Cups in order. Here you're seeing 1974 born Ricky Ponting is winning, then 81 born is winning, okay, and then I'm also putting this T20 World Cup. See, I'm not only now, I'm not taking only the World Cup, 50 over World Cup, I'm also putting the T20 World Cup in between. So when I put the T20 World Cup in between, now can you see this logical progression, how it is going, okay? So you had a MS Dhoni winning a World Cup, at 2020 World Cup, he won because he has a great horoscope, so he won in between, okay? But the logical progression is actually following after Ricky Ponting. So after Ricky Ponting 74, then it comes to 75. Yunus Khan is not born in 77, okay? He said after winning the World Cup, he said that, I'm so many years old. So we know that, he's born in 75. Then it went to 76 born Paul Collingwood. See, understand that a T20 World Cup can be won by somebody who may not have an extraordinary chart. So while if you look at the logical progression, the great years are after 81, it is 83. Right, after 81, 83, 86, 87, okay, or after 74, it is 75, okay, so that 1 year, that 75 is year, which was the year around which, these guys are born, Yunus Khan and Paul Collingwood, so they have those set of planets, okay, so, see, when I say year means, it doesn't mean numerology, it is not 76 the year, the numerology in it is a set of planets there, it's slightly lesser set of planet compared to 81 or a 74. So that is the reason they won a T20 World Cup. They didn't win a 50 over World Cup. So you had these two gentlemen winning it. Then again, because that 50 over World Cup is a huge thing, it's a big thing, then what happened? It was won by MS Dhoni. He won a 2020 World Cup, but then he won the 50 over World Cup. Then after that, there was a T20 World Cup that happened, okay, which was won by 83 born. So the 83 born is such an important phenomenon that there is an 83 born winning here, there's an 83 born winning here, okay. Then again you had a Michael Clark. So I'm just putting it in a logical sequence, okay. Now if this is not logical sequence, I'm just putting them in I'm just arranging the World Cups happening in a particular years, I'm just placing them one after the other. So when I place them one after the other, what are you seeing is there 81, 83, and then you can see here that Darren Sammy won, and then after that it is Ian Morgan won, and then after that it is Aaron Finch, 86 born winning. So 86 and 86, there are twice there is the 86 patch is taken care of. See, 86 and 87 are very, very close, okay. So there is already a World Cup won by an 86 born, he is born in November, which is almost close to 87. So that is why it's once taken care of. And then the next T20 World Cup was won by a 90%. So 90 patch is also taken care of. So then, if you're looking at the logical progression, probably the next one should be 93, okay, because now see 1993 is such an important patch, if you look back here, there were jump in certain years, for example, like Kapil Dev, born in 1959, 59 is a very, 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 very powerful year, Grey Lizard year, and Uranus and Neptune and Pluto and Exaltation, Grey Lizard, it, after 44, directly it has jumped to 59, okay, this year is so important. From 44 it has gone to 59, okay, and then you are looking at somebody born in 55 who is older than him coming in, 52 older than coming in. So there was a major jump during Kapil Dev's time, okay, he was so young and he won the World Cup, okay, and then you had a Alan Border who was like almost 40-year-old who is winning, Kapil Dev was 25 and won the World Cup, and Alan Border is like a 40-year-old and winning the World Cup. So it's like that kind of a age jump was there. So this happened once a year. Okay, and after that it is directly happening during this time, during Pat Cummins' time. But I should have anticipated this. My simple thing is that, I didn't anticipate this because I was not giving that much importance to the T20 World Cup. So T20 World Cup is also important these days, right? So here Jose Butler won, Aaron Finch won, so 86 was won twice, 1990 has gone already once, and then Pat Cummins won this. So this, if you're putting all the cricket World Cups together, you can see that actually there is a logical sequence, and I missed the 1993 one. Okay, so that is a one mistake, which I did was that, I should have kept in mind. See, I shouldn't have given too much importance to it. So when I started off with the videos initially, I must have said that, a 1987 born can win the World Cup. Okay, in 1990 born can win the World Cup, and also a remote possibility of even a 1993 born winning the World Cup. So this I should have kept in mind, which I didn't do. Okay, fine, okay, done. Now let's look at the other mistake that I did. Now this is the karmic quota. Now in karmic quota, see what was my euphoria about India winning the World Cup. You see, you should also understand that I come from I was so excited about one simple thing that that India can win the World Cup. The possibility that India can win the World Cup was really exciting me. Why? Because what you're seeing is that you're continuously seeing here. I told you the football example. In football, you're looking at 85, 86, 87. Oh my God! So Messi won. So that means there's a great chance that our own 87 born captain can win. That was my big euphoria moment. Oh my goodness, and also look at Djokovic born in 87. It's like 87 in football, 87 in tennis, so 87 in cricket. That should be that's what I was thinking. Okay, and I was also thinking another fact that Messi. Let's talk about Messi. Messi, I gave a lot of example about Messi. Like Messi won the World Cup. He played so much for. See, he has played so much. He has got so many Ballon d'Ors for his club. Okay. So my idea was that because he has won so many Ballon d'Or for his club, but despite that, he won the World Cup for Argentina. Now that means even our Rohit Sharma can also do that. Okay. Now that is the. I was thinking about that. Okay. But. So this is again, I'm still only thinking in the terms of logical progression, but I missed one important thing, and that is karmic quota. See, what has been happening is that the cricketers have been losing a lot of karmic quota, because these days there are so many things that has come up in cricket. There was only one, cricket World Cup, then there is a T20 World Cup, now there is also an IPL. Now the problem with the problem that has happened with Rohit Sharma is that Rohit Sharma has exhausted his karmic quota of success because he has won the IPL 5 times. Okay. Now you'll say, oh, he has also won Ballon d'Or in 5 times. No, Lionel Messi has won so many times, 6 times, whatever. But understand one thing. What is the mistake which I did was, the mistake that I did in karmic quota is that I didn't look into the fact that, this is, how can I go wrong? How can I be so stupid? Okay. The silly mistake that I did was that Leo Messi won all of those Ballon d'Ors for his team, for his club as a player, not as the captain. So none of these great victories that he had, all the Champion Leagues and all of that he had for his club, was not as a captain but only as a player. That I missed. So here in this case, our Rohit Sharma was busy winning all the IPLs. In fact, many of the people who follow me on social media, you will say that whenever he was not winning an IPL, I used to write down saying that, oh great, Rohit Sharma has not won an IPL this year, so his karmic quota is saved. Something I used to keep, like he is not won some ICC trophy, you should say, good, he is not won, because I was always worried, that part was there, that, I was worrying that, oh my God, he's exhausting his karmic quota. Okay. But then, when we are making the prediction on that time, when I was sitting and analyzing, I'm only buoyed by the fact that 87 is possibility is there, but I forgot the fact that 87 born possibility definitely is there, and that is the reason Rohit Sharma has won so many IPLs. So because he has won so many IPLs, because his chart is so powerful, his 7th house is so powerful, that's the reason he has won so many IPLs. But because he has won so many IPLs, the progression jumped. बॉस तुमने इतना कर लिया ना ऑलरेडी, तुमको इतना तो मिल गया, ट्रॉफी तो मिल गया तुमको, अभी वर्ल्ड कप जीत लिया, इतना तो कुछ 5 IPL ट्रॉफी जीत लिया, विच इज इक्वल टू 1 वर्ल्ड कप, राइट, खत्म, अभी हम तुमको नहीं देंगे. सो 1990 बॉर्न कैप्टन को मिल सकता था. ओके, नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज दैट सम 1990 बॉर्न कैप्टन वुड हैव वन, राइट, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट the 1990 born World Cup winner, the one who has the best chart amongst all the 1990 borns is Joe Butler. But Joe Butler का issue क्या हुआ कि he was a part of the World Cup winning team, which is the 50 over World Cup. plus almost all the players in the team were there in the T20 World Cup also. And that he was captaining also. So that is the reason he didn't win. See, logically it should have happened that, this World Cup should have been won by Jose Butler. But because they won the previous World Cup and they had so many players in that, so that was also not possible. And there is, see, if you look at the other teams, I mean, if you look at the Temba Bauma chart, it's like he's born in 1990, but then the horoscope is not that powerful. Okay, same with Kane Williamson. So 1990 chances were never there. So that's the reason. It was, if at all there, it was Jose Butler, but then Jose Butler is already exhausted. So there was a direct jump. Because probably the 1993 year is so powerful that it can actually produce more winners. वो क्या है, वो futuristic है. I'm not going to go into that. वो क्या जीतेंगे, T20 जीतेंगे, क्या जीतेंगे, we'll not go into that now. But I'm just saying that because the year is so powerful, it just jumped sequence and came before. Okay, and that is the reason it came here now. So the point is, it's not that we have not seen it. We knew that this year is very important. The only thing is that we missed the sequence. Okay, so logical progression miss हो गया, karmic quota भी miss हो गया, and that's the reason I got it wrong. Okay, fine. So this is a lesson to learn. This is a very important lesson that I've learned in my life. Okay, and in future, okay, whenever I'm going to be making a prediction, obviously I'm going to look into all of these things. Okay, and look at things from various angles. Look at, is there a possibility of a jump in sequence? All of these factors I'll have to include, and then come up with predictions. Okay, so yes, people, I'm going to keep continuing to do the predictions. This is something which I love doing, and this is a work which I'm doing which nobody else in this world has done. Okay, and I'm using some methodologies which nobody has done before. You're only seeing numbers, but then there is so many planetary details and everything that goes behind this work. Okay, which I do, and I would always keep doing it till the moment I die. I'll keep doing it.